Some people just can't stay dead, at least according to rumor. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 dead people who are rumored to be alive.
U.S. President Barack Obama refused to release any visual evidence confirming bin Laden's death for fear it would be used to spark anti-American violence.
For this list, we're taking a look at those celebrities who've had lives after their deaths, thanks to conspiracy theories that they're still alive. Number 10. Grand Duchess Anastasia Romanov.
I am John E. Manahan of Charlottesville, Virginia, and this is my wife, the Grand Duchess Anastasia of Russia.
Anastasia, the youngest daughter of Russia's Nicholas II, was killed by communist revolutionaries when she was 17 years old. But that didn't stop a number of pretenders from claiming they were the heir to the throne.
You can believe it or you don't believe it. It doesn't matter. In no any way whatsoever.
The most famous was Anna Anderson, who sued to be recognized as the Grand Duchess but lost. Her story inspired the famous movie Anastasia, but DNA tests have since confirmed that Anderson's claim was false.
No, I don't want this. I want to be me. Whoever I am, I want to be me.
Number 9. Osama bin Laden. U.S. Special Forces killed the mastermind of the September 11th attacks in 2011.
And what do? They take the body and throw it in the ocean, they say. Do you really believe that? No one is buying that.
Nonetheless, rumors of his continued existence keep circulating, mostly based on the premise pics or it didn't happen. Many Americans believe his death was faked to boost President Obama's approval rating.
Barack Obama has come under attack from critics for failing to deliver proof of Osama bin Laden's death.
Our favorite theory? The president faked bin Laden's death just so he could preempt Donald Trump's TV show, because Trump questioned the president's birth certificate.
You are not allowed to be a president if you're not born in this country.
Number 8. Jimmy Hoffa.
At the present time, we have no information as to the present whereabouts of Mr. Hoffa. We have no information that he is living or dead.
Teamsters president Jimmy Hoffa mysteriously disappeared in 1975.
He called home at approximately 2:15 p.m. We have not heard from him since.
While theories suggest he ended up buried under Giant Stadium, others claim he faked his own death. Why would he do that? Hoffa was in bed with organized crime for years, and some believe he had ratted out some of his cronies. The only recourse? Disappear into the witness relocation program. Nevertheless, Hoffa was officially declared dead in 1982.
Could these carefully wrapped tubes of soil carried out among a sea of cameras possibly hold the remains of Jimmy Hoffa?
This is kind of like an open wound that just won't go away.
Number 7. Michael Jackson.
The desperate 911 call came from inside Michael Jackson's rented mansion. It was just before 12:30 p.m., June 25, 2009, in Los Angeles.
The king of pop, Michael Jackson, had gone a bit strange by the time of his death on June 25, 2009.
He's pumping his chest, but he's not responding to anything, sir.
Still, there's no reason to believe he's not buried in that gold-plated coffin, as some allege. According to ardent believers, MJ faked his death for one of 3 reasons. He was tired of being a tabloid fixture, he needed a way out of his crushing debt, or it's all a big publicity stunt and he's working on a real comeback album right now.
So let me hold you tight and share up together.
Number 6. Adolf Hitler.
Sie wollte eine wahrhaftige Weltanschauungspartei sein. Und zweitens, sie wollte daher kompromisslos die einzige Macht und alleinige Macht in Deutschland.
Because Nazi dictator Adolf Hitler's body was burned after his 1945 suicide, rumors abound of Hitler escaping death, despite dental records proving otherwise.
Then he studied the body for a time, and finally he said, "No, I was wrong. It's not Hitler."
The most popular theory? He took a submarine to Argentina, a country which did indeed welcome many Nazi criminals. Supposed sightings of Hitler in Argentina continued for decades, but have since died down, perhaps because Herr Fuhrer would be over 120 years old by now. Number 5. Amelia Earhart.
On July 3rd, after taking off from New Guinea, headed for Howland Island, she and Noonan disappeared. The last radio report from the flying laboratory had announced that they were out of gas and were going to have to ditch.
When famed aviatrix Amelia Earhart disappeared in 1937 during an around-the-world flight, the country mourned.
Then to a waiting world came news of disaster as the plane failed to reach tiny Howland Island in mid-Pacific.
Those who dispute her death have many theories, including that she was captured by the Japanese and forced to broadcast propaganda as the notorious Tokyo Rose. Others have her living on a deserted island or starting a new life as a New Jersey banker. Whatever the case, she was declared dead in 1939. Number 4, Andy Kaufman.
And it brings me too much pain. She doesn't know I'm alive.
Well, can't she tell you're alive by the way you move around and talk and stuff?
Comedian Andy Kaufman was known for playing elaborate pranks on his audience, so many doubt he really died in 1984. In fact, dedicated fans insist it's all part of an elaborate ruse.
Hey, I am out, man. Read my lips.
The rumor resurfaced in 2013 when a 24-year-old actress named Alexandra Tatarsky claimed to be Kaufman's daughter. The claim, like all those involving Kaufman's supposedly fake death, was proven false.
Now that it's Thursday, not Monday anymore, I believe I am part of the hoax. Whether she, I don't believe that she's acting on her own, though.
Number 3, Jim Morrison.
And Jim was a crazy guy who no one I've ever met would be more capable of faking their death than him.
The expression live fast, die young, and leave a good-looking corpse definitely applies to Doors frontman Jim Morrison, who died in Paris at age 27. A bank teller claims to have cashed a check for Morrison after his death, and many reported seeing the singer in France.
It was a closed casket, hence the rumors.
Others claim he's in Africa living a life of happy seclusion. Père Lachaise Cemetery has good reason to believe he's dead, though. His grave is a major Paris tourist attraction.
His grave, situated in a corner of the Paris cemetery and covered with graffiti, is a pilgrimage for many.
Number 2, Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur rapped that prophetic line on his album, The 7 Day Theory, which was released after his death in a drive-by shooting.
Tupac Shakur, who died last Friday the 13th after being gunned down in a drive-by following the Mike Tyson-Bruce Seldon boxing match September 7th.
Before he died, Shakur had begun going by the name Machiavelli after the strategist who advocated faking death to fool enemies. And Suge Knight, who was in the car with Shakur when he was shot, has expressed doubt about his death.
If you try to find a person who cremated Tupac, after he supposed to cremated Tupac, he retired and vanished.
However, the Las Vegas coroner disagrees. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
But today, after hijacking a Northwest Airlines jet, ransoming the passengers in Seattle, then making a getaway by parachute somewhere between there and Reno, Nevada, the description on One Wire service, master criminal.
36-year-old Princess Diana and 42-year-old Dodi Al-Fayed, along with their driver, were killed in the early morning hours in Paris.
Number 1, Elvis Presley.
I believe you're doing me wrong and now I know. I believe you're doing me wrong and now I know.
The king is dead, long live the king. This phrase takes on new meaning when talking about Elvis. He died in 1977, but faithful fans claim a wax dummy is all that lies in his coffin. And there have been a colossal amount of supposed post-death sightings of the king. Sometimes he's sweeping the floor in a Stockholm bar, sometimes he's living in Las Vegas sewers, sometimes he's working as an Elvis lookalike at Graceland. Elvis sightings will never die, but neither will his music, and that's what really matters.
Thank you.
Do you agree with our list? Which famous personality have you thought cheated death? For more interesting top 10s published daily, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Thank you very much.